Welcome to our summary of First, Break All of the Rules by Marcus Buckingham. This book talks about what makes a manager truly effective. It's based on a big study by the Gallup organization, where they surveyed over 1 million employees and 80,000 managers. They found that the best employees need great leaders. The book explains how top managers are good at attracting, engaging, and keeping the best talent. The book is not just about what makes these managers different. It's about what really matters in management. The main focus is the relationship between the manager and the employee. While company leadership benefits and training are important, they don't impact productivity and commitment as much as a direct manager does. The book shows how this relationship is crucial for building a successful and engaged team. The first chapter explains what makes management effective. It starts with a story about a shipwreck in 1707 near the Scilly Isles, caused by not measuring longitude correctly. This story shows that knowing what's important isn't enough. You also need to measure it properly. The authors compare this to businesses that know they need to keep good employees, but don't know how well they're doing it. Just like the British fleet struggled without the right tools, companies struggle when they can't measure employee engagement, leading to lower productivity and poor organizational health. To help with this, the book introduces the Gallup Q12, a set of 12 questions designed to measure workplace engagement. These questions ask about important things like whether employees know what's expected of them, if they have the resources they need, and if they get to use their strengths at work. The Q12 checks the health of the workplace and links it to better business results, like higher productivity and customer satisfaction. This shows that engaged teams are key to a company's success. Research shows that managers have a huge impact on their team's engagement, more than any company-wide programs. Managers are the main builders of their team's environment, responsible for making employees feel valued and empowered. The chapter ends with a mountain metaphor describing the journey of employee engagement. Employees start at base camp, where their basic needs are met. Then they move up through stages where they feel recognized and part of the team, until they reach the summit, where they are fully engaged and productive. This model shows that meeting needs in order is important. If basic needs aren't met, employees can't reach their full potential. This metaphor guides managers in building a strong, engaged workforce. In the second chapter, the book introduces a key idea. People don't change that much. This idea goes against the belief that people can be shaped into anything. Instead, great managers understand and accept each person's natural traits, focusing on building up their strengths rather than trying to fix their weaknesses. The chapter talks about the roles these effective managers take on to create a successful environment. First, they select people whose natural talents fit the job. Next, they set expectations, making sure each team member knows what's expected of them. Then, they motivate by recognizing and appreciating employees' hard work, making them feel valued. Finally, they develop, helping each employee grow and improve their skills. These roles form a strong base for good management. When managers understand this and focus on these roles, they improve productivity and help their team members feel more engaged and satisfied in their jobs. The next chapters dig deeper into each role, offering tips that give managers the tools to unlock their team's full potential and achieve lasting success. As the book moves forward, it talks about selecting employees based on their natural talents. Instead of seeing talent as something rare, the authors broaden the definition. They describe talent as any pattern of thought, feeling, or behavior that can improve performance. This wider view suggests that everyone has talent, and when it's matched with the right job, it can lead to great success. The book makes a strong case for focusing on talent first when hiring, even more than experience or intelligence. It uses examples from sports and business to show that people with the right talents often get better results, even compared to those with more experience or higher IQs. This approach challenges the old way of thinking that puts too much emphasis on resumes. showing that true excellence comes from aligning natural abilities with job demands. The authors also explain the difference between skills, knowledge, and talents. Skills are the how-tos of a job, while knowledge includes facts and experiences someone can gain. Talents are natural traits that shape how people interact with the world. The book stresses that talents are mostly fixed, so it's better to identify these traits early in the hiring process instead of trying to develop them later through training. To make this idea clearer, the authors break down talents into 3 types: striving talents, thinking talents, and relating talents. Striving talents motivate a person. Thinking talents shape how they process information, and relating talents affect how they connect with others. This breakdown helps managers better understand how talent impacts performance in different roles. The chapter wraps up with advice on spotting talents during interviews. It suggests using open-ended questions that let candidates show their natural tendencies and listening carefully for signs of quick learning and genuine satisfaction. By refining these interview techniques, managers can more effectively identify the right talents, leading to better hiring decisions and a stronger, high-performing workplace. As the book continues, it talks about defining the right outcomes for employees. Managing this is like steering a ship by remote control. Managers have limited direct influence. Employees often decide for themselves how, when, and with whom they work, so it's important for managers to guide them through motivation rather than micromanaging. This chapter argues against trying to control every detail of an employee's work. Instead, it suggests setting clear goals and then stepping back to let employees figure out their own ways to achieve them. This approach respects individual differences and encourages a sense of ownership and responsibility among team members. By giving employees the freedom to determine how they reach their goals, managers can boost engagement and productivity as employees feel more empowered and valued. However, effective management has its challenges. Many managers are tempted to enforce strict rules, constantly guide their teams, or demand rigid compliance to earn trust. These tendencies, while understandable, can stifle creativity and reduce engagement, ultimately slowing down progress in the organization. To tackle the challenges of effective management, the book offers 4 simple guidelines. First, it emphasizes the need to strictly follow rules in tasks where accuracy or safety is key. Second, it highlights the importance of being consistent with industry standards to make sure work meets expectations. Third, it advises against letting strict procedures get in the way of achieving the main goals, suggesting some flexibility when needed. Finally, while sticking to processes can help avoid problems, the book explains that real customer loyalty comes from adding personal service and genuine engagement. The chapter then explains customer expectations in 4 levels: accuracy, availability, partnership, and advice. Meeting basic needs like accuracy and availability is crucial to keep customers satisfied, but true loyalty comes from going beyond that, making customers feel understood and supported through partnership and advice. Achieving this higher level of satisfaction means giving employees the freedom to use their judgment and creativity instead of strictly following rules. This approach not only creates a productive team, but also helps build strong, lasting relationships with customers. The 5th chapter builds on these ideas by introducing a new way to manage, focusing on strengths rather than trying to fix weaknesses. This strategy not only boosts employee morale, but also improves performance by letting people excel in what they do best. When employees use their natural talents, they become more motivated, satisfied, and able to deliver great results. A key idea in this chapter is casting, like how athletes and actors are chosen for roles that fit their specific skills. In the same way, good managers place employees in jobs that match their talents. This personalized approach ensures that each team member feels important to the team's success and stays fully engaged in their work. It creates an environment where everyone feels valued and has a sense of purpose. The chapter also talks about managing by exception, a strategy that focuses more on high performers rather than those who are struggling. This method helps use resources better and builds a culture of excellence and fairness within the team by recognizing and rewarding those who do well. The authors also acknowledge that every employee has weaknesses, and they suggest 3 ways to handle these while still focusing on strengths. One way is to provide support, like extra training, mentorship, or changing how work is done to help employees overcome their weaknesses. Another way is to pair employees with others who have complementary strengths and weaknesses, making the team more effective. Lastly, if an employee's weaknesses are a big problem, the authors suggest moving them to a role that better fits their strengths. By using these strategies, managers can make the most of each employee's potential. This creates a workplace where strengths are maximized and weaknesses are managed carefully. This approach not only empowers teams, but also drives organizations toward greater success, making the workplace a thriving, engaged, and satisfying place to work. As the book continues, the 6th chapter discusses the idea of finding the right fit, which is the 4th key to great management. This section challenges the traditional career ladder, where people are often promoted to roles they're not suited for, a problem known as the Peter principle. The authors stress that each role requires specific talents, and being successful in one job doesn't mean a person will succeed in another. The chapter then talks about how traditional career paths often focus on moving up the ladder, which can cause problems and create unnecessary competition. Instead, the book suggests recognizing and rewarding excellence at every level of the organization, promoting the idea of heroes in every role. This way, people can feel valued and fulfilled in their current jobs without the pressure to constantly seek promotions. To help with this change in management, the book introduces the idea of broad banding. This approach allows for a wider salary range within the same job, so employees can grow financially based on how well they perform, not just by getting promoted. This setup encourages people to focus on doing their current job well, making career choices based on their strengths and interests rather than just chasing a higher salary tied to promotions. The chapter also talks about the importance of self-discovery in building a career. Instead of just climbing the corporate ladder for the sake of moving up, people are encouraged to keep learning about their own unique talents and to find jobs that match their strengths and interests. This focus not only makes work more satisfying, but also helps employees find roles where they can do their best. In this new way of thinking, managers are no longer just the ones who decide who gets promoted. Instead, they help employees grow. They play an important role in helping people discover their strengths, offering chances to grow in their current jobs, and creating a supportive environment where employees can try new things without being afraid of failing. The chapter also handles the tricky issue of terminations with a tough love approach. This means dealing with poor performance by balancing high standards with real concern for the employee. Good managers handle these situations with respect, helping employees find jobs that better fit their talents, even if that means leaving the company. This approach makes sure that when employees do leave, it's done in a way that helps them find success elsewhere. As First Break All the Rules wraps up, the final chapter offers practical advice for managers and companies that want to build a culture focused on strengths. It starts by suggesting a new way to interview for talent. Instead of using standard questions, the authors recommend asking open-ended questions that let candidates show their natural abilities. By looking for signs of quick learning or activities that make candidates feel satisfied, interviewers can see if a candidate's natural way of thinking and acting matches the job. Next, the focus shifts to performance management, where the book talks about a routine that uses the 4 keys through regular performance meetings. These meetings are meant to be a two-way conversation, focusing on past successes and future goals while creating a growth-friendly environment. By keeping the focus on strengths, managers can make sure expectations are clear, offer support, and keep the conversation going, which helps employees stay engaged and reach their full potential. The chapter also stresses the importance of employees taking charge of their own growth. It introduces career discovery questions to help with self-reflection, encouraging employees to think about their strengths, ask for feedback, and look for opportunities that fit their talents and goals. This approach not only helps employees shape their own careers, but also makes them more valuable to the company. For those dealing with difficult managers, the book offers strategies to manage these challenges. It suggests setting up regular meetings, keeping talks focused on results, and clearly communicating how they prefer to be recognized. If an employee is stuck with a manager who doesn't provide the right support or respect, the book advises thinking about switching roles within the company, or, if needed, finding a new job. Finally, the chapter highlights the crucial role of senior management in supporting these practices. It outlines key strategies for leaders, such as focusing on results, recognizing excellent work, and learning from top performers. By building these ideas into the company culture, companies can make sure managers have the tools and support they need to bring out the best in their teams, leading to lasting success and a strong, positive workplace culture. The final part of First Break All the Rules gives us an uplifting view of the future of work, where the relationship between companies and their employees is changing into a shared journey for purpose and success. The manager plays a crucial role in this change. By creating a workplace where people can find and use their unique talents, managers not only meet the human need for meaningful work, but also unlock a lot of potential within their organizations. Aligning personal goals with company goals isn't just a nice idea. It's becoming essential for lasting success in today's fast-paced world. The book makes it clear that managers are key players in this important shift. They have the job of turning individual talents into performance that helps both the employee and the company. Looking ahead, the old top-down management style is expected to be replaced by a system that empowers people and focuses on their strengths. This change will likely bring new ways of structuring organizations, new career paths, and new ways of measuring performance, all centered on using people's natural talents rather than forcing them into strict roles or trying to fix their weaknesses. While the authors know that moving away from old management habits can be tough, they are optimistic. They believe that the 4 keys, choosing the right talent, setting clear goals, focusing on strengths, and finding the right fit, give managers a strong foundation to overcome these challenges. By fully embracing these ideas, managers can build more engaged and resilient workplaces, leading to a future where work is not only effective, but also fulfilling. The book wraps up with a strong message. Managers have the power to lead this positive change. By focusing on strengths, managers can unlock the full potential of their team, which benefits both individuals and the organization. This vision for the future isn't just important for strategy. It's a path to creating a more successful and harmonious society. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring you more insightful book summaries and practical advice. Stay tuned for more content that can help you achieve your financial goals and personal growth. Thanks for watching.